Welcome to another Onshape tutorial where we're looking at modelling the resin mood light that BryPrep students made at Bryanston School. In this tutorial we're going to make the third block that makes up the base. So let's open up our previous file. Here it is in my last open documents. So double click to open it and it will open up in the modelling view, and you can see there's the previous part. Now in this tutorial I'm going to introduce you to another of the sketch tools, and I'm also going to introduce you to a new feature. So let's not talk too much about it, let's just get on and do it. So I'm going to right click on the top of the base block center and left click on new sketch to create a new sketch, and I'm going to press N for normal 2 to turn around so that I'm looking flat down on the part. I'm going to use the same tool I did last time to convert the outside edges into the block. So use the project convert tool, and I'm going to left click on the 4 outside edges. Now this time I want to create a cutout in the middle, which in the actual resin lamp is where the LED strip sits. So to do that I'm going to use the offset tool, or the what I think looks a little bit like Mr. Greedy. So left click on there, and now I'm going to left click on the 4 edges, and you can see that it's done a line on the outside. You can also see there's an arrow and a distance. So this is saying it's going to create another sketch 5mm away from the part of the sketch that's already there, and it's going to be on the outside. Now I want this to be on the inside, so I'm just going to move over to the arrow and I'm going to drag this in, and I'm then going to hit return on the keyboard or enter on the keyboard. This now allows me to type in the distance that I want that to be, and I want that to be 5mm. So I'm going to type in 5 and hit return, and it's drawn that sketch. So we've now got effectively a square inside a square. So let's extrude that to start with. So left click on extrude. Again, it wants to default to adding. We want this to be a new part. It's a third separate block, and it's defaulted to 25mm. So I'm going to change that to 12, and you can see that it's now done it in another color, and we can see that that looks in proportion to the others. So I'm going to left click, and now I'm going to rename that part, and I'm going to make that base block top. So I've now got the 3 parts, but this part here, when the students make this, they actually drill 4 holes in these corners, and then they use a coping saw to saw between the holes so that this middle section falls out. Which means that there's a little radius in each of the corners. So let's add that radius. So far when we've created a feature, we've created a sketch and then we've applied a feature to that sketch. There are some features that we can apply directly to the model, and one of those is the fillet tool or the radius tool. So this is the fillet tool. I'm going to left click on the fillet tool, and I'm going to leave everything here as default. I'm holding the right mouse button down just to move the model in the model area, and I'm going to highlight the inside edge and left click, and you'll see it does a little preview of the fillet, and I'm just moving the model around by holding the right mouse button down and then moving the mouse so that I've got access to all 4 of those corners. Once I've done that, I could click the tick to say I'm happy, but actually I want these to be a 3mm radius, so I'm just going to change the 5 to a 3, and when I hit return or enter on the keyboard you should see that they change slightly. There you go, they've got slightly smaller, and I'm now going to left click to say that I'm happy with that, and there we go, that's the third part of the base done. In the next video tutorial we'll add in the resin block that the students would have poured, and then following that in the next tutorial we'll create the top 2 blocks, or in fact we're only model 1 of them, and then finally we'll add in the feet. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video tutorial.